Welcome, welcome, welcome to the afternoon edition of Let's Make a Robot Buddy. We did this early in the day, and we're going to do it again. I'm Josh, and Pete, one thing too, we have overlays I added in there for information. So you can find us at browndoggadgets.com.
Where's the overlay?
Click on the little
Which
next
one?
next one
This
down.
one?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Well, maybe. We're getting our software still going. There we
There!
go. Browndoggadgets.com. There we are.
We got
That's
it.
where we're at.
Okay.
If you're watching this at home, which you probably are, you can find all of the directions, videos, and whatnot to what we're doing here today for Robot Buddies. Templates, parts, materials, all that fun jazz. BrownDogGadgets.com. And you can also find any other information you ever want on our projects there. If you're watching and have a question, please post it to Facebook, YouTube, wherever, and we can actually see it on our software and pop it up and answer it as we're doing things in real time. But today we're going to build a robot buddy. And what is a robot buddy, you're probably asking yourself? Well, yes. A robot buddy is a little three-dimensional papercraft project that either vibrates or lights up. And let's grab one that's lit up. Here we go. This is our generic police box from the future. But we also can do fun things like making a little fun paper doll person or making a robot from the future. Nice and generic and not copyrighted. But basically, the Robot Buddies were a project we put together to make a three-dimensional paper doll, basically. It's a nice blank template that you can add graphics to, items to, LEDs, vibrating motors, and just decorate the heck out of it. So this is a nice just starting point, because this is always the hard thing to get going, is the three-dimensional and circuitry aspects of it. But if you want to do your own thing, great. If you want to follow one of our many direction sets you can find on our website, you can do that as well. And we definitely have things such as this guy to print off, and many, 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 many more things if you just want to go all cookie cutter with it. So today we're going to show you how to build one of these from scratch. We're going to walk through the process because it's not that tough to do. The hard part's really the decorating. And then, we'll just go through that and the parts needed. And if you want to build this again, our website, browndoggadgets.com, you can totally find all that there. Yay, things are working. Thanks, Pete. We're going to walk through this. So first and foremost, let's go to our wonderful overhead view. Yay, overhead view. So if you go to our website, you'll find directions just like this that you can print off. This is our Robot Buddy template. Print this off, cut it out, fold, and you're good. The nice thing is about printing it off, you can get all the wonderful electronics lines on there, step-by-step how to do that, and we have little directions for it as well, and a video, and all the other fun stuff for the skins, printable skins. But if you're going to be doing this for a lot of kids, say you have a classroom full as opposed to just a household full, cutting all these out can be really annoying, especially the younger you go with the kids, 4th, 5th grade. That's a lot of cutting and folding involved. So you can totally use something like a Cameo Silhouette or a Cure Cut, or what are the other ones, Pete?
There's all sorts of cutting devices. Vinyl cutters will work usually.
Cure
Cricut.
I always forget the other ones. We have a Cameo Silhouette, but we have directions on our website as well as the vector files. You can just throw it into the machine. Actually, we have a video of this actually working.
We do.
You
want to see it?
Yeah, let's put the video up.
All right.
Anything that's not just standard printer paper will work really, really well. It makes life easier for everybody, especially for the folding aspect of it. A little bit nicer. Now, one cool thing actually about the Cameo Silhouette and other things is that when you cut it out, it'll also do scoring on there. We set ours up to do cutting and scoring, meaning, we got two here, that all the folds are basically pre-done for you. They're good. And you can just easily fold things up like so. That's the nice part about using a Cameo Silhouette for this. Again, we did a bunch of these by hand as well. I'm pretty sure half of these ones on the table as my demos were all done by hand. But if you're going to do a lot of them and have a machine available at a library, school, or whatnot, it makes life really, really, really easy. We're cutting out a couple hundred of these for a library recently, and it's about a minute per one to do them up. And it just makes life really, really simple. Now, back to the Robot Buddy fun. We're going to put the directions off to the side here. I'll use them as reference. But we're going to go over this wonderful project and a couple of things you'll need to do and pay attention to when making this. First and foremost, always fold up your Robot Buddy ahead of time. I cannot tell you how much easier life is when you pre-fold everything before you start adding electronics. And again, mine was done by a machine, so it's nice and quick and easy. That makes life really, really nice, especially because we also use these wonderful little pull tabs here. There we go, pull tab. They go through little slots on here, and pre-cutting everything just makes life easier. It keeps the workflow going well. So there we go. Folded up my Robot Buddy. Everything is good to go. All my parts are here. So essentially, the Robot Buddy can use either two types of components to make it do something interesting. We can either use a self-sticking vibrating motor like this. This is a little tiny motor. It has a sticky side to it. If I pull this little white tab on the back side, it's sticky back there. And little wires on the end. Or we can use some LEDs like we have here. These are nice big jumbo LEDs, which we use in our kits. And if you buy a kit from us, they're in there. And they're nice for eyes, lights on the top of things. We can also use blinking red LEDs, which we have in some of our kits as well, to add some little effects. We have a bigger robot that we have that comes with one of our kits. And we use a blinking red LED for the head and put a vibrating motor on the inside. But we're going to use these blue LEDs because they turn up really, really well on camera. And they're much more interesting to look at than just a clear LED. So if I can't keep things on the table, though, it might make things interesting. So we're going to follow these directions. And if we look at our directions, we see that we have a very simple layout. We're going to put a battery down here in the big flat area, have it come up and around to where LEDs will be in the middle, and then back down again to our pull tab and to our battery. And also one more thing here. If you're going to be making this with conductive tape, which is the only way to make it, use our nylon conductive maker tape. If you use copper foil, you're going to have a lot of difficulties. Copper foil is great for ripping, and also for soldering, but it's not so great for bending and folding and having pressure put on it. And we're going to put a lot of pressure on the tape in this project because we have pull tabs. And you need to have something that can stand some resistance, can handle some back and forth pressure, and actually bend and fold and go through things. Copper foil to make your day very, very sad if you try to use that with it. Most of our projects you can use copper foil tape with if you have it, but this is a situation where you really need to use our nylon conductive maker tape with that. So let's get a making of this project. All right. Here we go, in the middle of my screen. There we go. We're going to put our two LEDs right in here, but we need to put some holes in there. Typically, I'd recommend a safety pin. That's a great thing to have, and if I was thinking ahead, I get the safety pins that are over there and use them on this. But I'm not. It's okay, Pete. Don't worry about it. That's cool. I'm going to use the leg of my LED. This is one of the downsides of using cardstock. Poking a leg through cardstock is a little annoying, but it works just fine. Safety pins work really well for that. Now, if you haven't used LEDs before, LEDs have a long leg and a short leg. Long leg is positive, short leg is negative. Now, it doesn't matter which one you have on top and which one you have on bottom in this project, as long as they're both the same. So in this situation, I'm going to put my long legs on bottom and my short leg on top in this situation. That's what I'm going to do it. And we're going to remember that because last time I did this on video, I did not remember that, and it was a little awkward because I put my battery in backwards. So long leg on the bottom, short leg on the top. I'm just going to poke some holes in here for my LEDs to go through. Ta-da! And then I'm going to stick my LEDs through the holes. There we go. Eye-hand coordination. Positive on the bottom, negative on the top. Again, it doesn't matter which way you do as long as you're consistent between the two LEDs that you're using. Once they're through, oh, long legs on bottom. Well, thank you, 2XL Networks. You are correct. We're just going to fold our legs kind of over to the side so that they're touching. We don't need to bend them and twist them together. That's a little bit too much work for what we're doing. But we should probably have them kind of touching and pointing towards each other in some way, because we're going to come along with our conductive tape over the top of those at some point in the future. And nice thing about LED legs are you can actually bend them quite a bit and do quite a bit with them. So if you need to wrangle them into place a little bit, you can. They'll go quite a bit before they snap. Luckily, LEDs are also very cheap in case you do snap them. So we've done this just to hook the stuff together. Ta-da. So now we're going to start down here. And we're going to start using our maker tape. We're going to run our tape from the bottom. There we go. Up and over. And then we're going to run it up and over again. Our maker tape is conductive on top and bottom, which is great. We can just lay the tape over the top of the legs and they're good to go. No need to do anything extra special with it. I'm going to just very casually measure out how much tape I'm going to need, and then cut a little bit extra just to be on the safe side. Ta-da! Maker tape. We really like this tape. It is great for everything from conductive paper crafts like this to wiring up Arduino projects to putting on walls, windows, fabric. Being a nylon-based tape, there we go, nylon-based tape. Nylon. It's very flexible, which makes it very good for temporary wearables or things that have to move around a lot, or folds and bends. I am going to make a little L down here, and then I'm going to right angle fold and go up. Being strong tape that it is, right angle folds are very easy. Going up, over, 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 over. Then we do a right angle fold again and back over a little bit of the LED legs right here. And I'm just going to cut off the extra.
What do you cut it with?
I recommend a pair of scissors that we bought off Amazon.
Oh, that works.
These were for teaching workshops. They're like a 12-pack for $12. Very nice. Good old Amazon. Scissors work well. Trying to rip it by hand is pretty darn tough to do.
Well, it's so durable.
It is so durable. Pete, you are totally correct. It is so durable. All right, so we've got the negative line in place. Now we have to attach this battery to the negative line. I like to use the tape loop method, which is literally just us making a tape loop, sticking it to the bottom of the battery, and then sticking the battery to the top of our tape. Again, since our nylon conductive tape is conductive on top and bottom, it works really, really well for attaching batteries to weird positions or awkward positions on projects. So we just plop, and there we go. As long as we got some overlap on there, we're good. Now I can just run the second piece of tape up and over the top of this battery. So there we go. We are good to go. I'm going to have a little extra tape there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure this slit right here, which is hard to see on camera. Pete, maybe we could go to the close-up camera.
We could do that.
Close-up camera.
Ready? There we go.
So you can see maybe a little better in this shot that we have a little slit that our cameo silhouette cut out. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to widen that up with my fingers and maybe my pair of scissors a bit so we can easily fit our pull tabs through there. So I'm going to go back over here. If you're cutting this by hand, use an X-Acto knife. Works really well for this. Yeah, it's just a little slit. The big thing is you have to fit a little bit of conductive tape through there and then have enough room for your pull tab to make a nice little sandwich. That's too big of a pull tab. Here we go.
Sandwich, delicious.
Oh yes, delicious sandwich. There we go. This is the same method we use for all of our other demos over here. Pull tab.
I like how it's like a
pull
key
tab
for the door on the police box.
It is. It's a very fashionable key. Let's see here. I don't need my directions anymore. I'm going to use my leftover tape from before and go this way with it. So I'm just going to peel up a bit of my tape like this, and I'm going to, awkwardly on camera now, put this tape through the slit, which is literally the hardest part of this entire project. Wrap it down and around, and then just go up over our LED. Battery. Wow, thanks, Pete. Over our battery. It is only 3 o'clock.
Josh, we've got a comment here.
What? Will copper tape work? Cynthia, no it won't. I'm sorry, Cynthia. Because we have a lot of bending and folding, and you need that conductiveness on top and bottom to really make everything work. You could maybe make it work with some configuring, but we really recommend using the nylon conductive tape because you do have this bending and folding that's going on with all the different parts and components and right angle turns. Copper foil tape just doesn't cut it. But you can buy our tape either off our website, browndoggadgets.com, or on Amazon. Amazon also carries our tape. Oh, Brown Dog Gadgets. We're so professional these days, aren't we, Pete?
Yes.
But Amazon, too. If you want to order it off Amazon, it's also there. Most teaching and library websites have it. You can find it through, over a dozen different large educational resellers carry our tape amongst other things. Not to mention our kits. It comes in all of our kits as well.
We're shipping. How often are we shipping right now?
We're shipping out like every other day.
Every other day.
Even though things are kind of locked down, we're still shipping out every other day around here, which is better than Amazon orders. Some of my things I've ordered are going to take 3 weeks to get here according to Amazon.
One of our fans has another comment there.
Oh, Ben Nelson. I know Ben Nelson loves our Maker tape. He has covered many things with it.
Big fan.
Yes. Ben likes to stick maker tape, I know, on things like coffee mugs, on shirts, on his small children at home. So now, next that we're done with all this stuff, we can use our last piece of maker tape and do the same thing. Just through the slit on here, the pull tab hole, feed it through.
Josh, you said that's the hardest part, and you did it fairly easily.
Well, I have made quite a few of these,
Okay.
and also I am a conductive tape expert at this point in my life.
Yeah.
If I ever kept up my LinkedIn profile, I might put conductive tape guru on it.
You've got great fine motor skills. That, too, could go on your resume, fine motor skills.
Well, I'll keep that in mind for when I'm building up my resume with skills that I have. There we go. Oh, I measured super correctly. And again, I am just over the top of my LED legs. Again, the tape is conductive on top and bottom. You just press it down, make sure everything is A-OK, and ta-da. We have made sure that there is a slit so that our conductive tape is not touching each other right here. And we can fill that gap in with a piece of our, ta-da, pull tab. Yay, we're done. Seriously, the pull tab is a really, really great way to do all sorts of projects without making a complicated switch. And doing the tape loop method is a great way to hold down a battery in all sorts of paper circuits projects without having to do any sort of weird folding or battery holder
Josh,
making.
we got a comment here from Cynthia.
Oh, well, thank you, Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia, if you want to email us, we'll send you a free sample of our maker tape because you seem awesome.
Nice.
Seriously, email us off our website, Cynthia, and we'll send you a free sample. You can try it out. BrownDogGadgets.com. Email us. Yay. But yeah, this is it. That's all you would do for building the electronics on here. Now, for instance, you want to make something like our little police box that both vibrates and lights up. We have a little tab over here, tab slot on this guy, pre-cut from our Cameo silhouette. And this area right here is perfect for putting a second battery and a self-sticking motor. Everything just gets mounted to the side there, turned on and off by the pull tab. So you can do both light up and vibrations from one setup here. Now, before we start putting this little puppy together, I think we should run our last video clip of Pac-Man, which is... So this is also based off a Robot Buddy setup. The ghosts are essentially the Robot Buddy body, just inverted, and the Pac-Man's just a cube. But this is another way that we just took that basic project and then made something very silly with it, because we were kind of bored one day. But again, you just do some fun stuff with that. So let's fold this little guy up and be done with things. Because once you get everything folded together, you only need one piece of clear tape to hold it all together. I highly recommend you do not use a ton of glue on this guy. We used glue on some of these earlier ones we did, and it's just a mess. So we cut down the number of tabs we used on this, and we can hold it all together with one single piece of clear tape. Here's how I do it. Put the battery as our topmost layer on here. One wing, another wing, and then our last flap goes on like this. So all we need to have is a single piece of tape back here, which I should have probably cut ahead of time. There we go. And, awkwardly done, it holds together quite well. And it'll hold up. Even better, too, if you need to replace that battery, just take off this one piece of clear tape, replace the battery, and you're good to go again. And you just peel back the maker tape off the top, and it should be sticky enough to last a few more times. Or put another piece of maker tape down, just bridge it. It's pretty easy to do.
Friend Ben's got a comment here, too.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what I said, Ben.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like he read your mind.
He is, even though he's in Oconomowoc, the city that no one can ever spell. But yeah, then you have this is done. You've got your stuff going on. Then you can add more things to it. Where's my other robot buddy? I've got so many here. You could add a little body to it. You could add decorations to it. You can add all sorts of crazy stuff to your robot buddy. If you're going to be doing physically drawing on top of stuff and not just sticking things on, draw before you put this together. I mean, you can actually build it up and then draw once it's all taped up, but just makes life a little easier if you're not trying to do it in 3 dimensions, because it's drawing on something that's not super, super sturdy. But that's a Robot Buddy project. I think before we were kicking around other ideas, and I was thinking, hey, it'd be kind of fun to use this as a little lantern. Put a couple of LEDs on the inside, decorate the outside. It's a little tiny night light. Easy peasy. You could run, 2 AA battery holder into that guy to power it forever.
Would you want the motor in too? So it's a
vibrating
mobile?
nightlight. I don't think that'd be very pleasant in the evening as you're trying to fall asleep. Just hear this vibration
Maybe
sound.
Sophie would like it.
Sophie likes the police box. Well, Ben, you can have Sophie make one when she comes over sometime. But that's the Robot Buddy project. And we have this bigger version here as well. This comes in our Origami Circuits Kit, which does come with conductive tape, LEDs, origami paper, and vibrating motors, as well as this template. So if you want to try making a few of these, this is a good kit to get, as it comes with everything you need in it. And Amazon, our website, $25. You can make quite a few different projects with the stuff in here. And yeah, there's quite a lot on the inside of this guy. And we also have a paper circuits kit as well that has a lot more LEDs, as opposed to this having vibrating motors and LEDs. The paper circuits kit comes with a lot more LEDs for $25. And you could just, do light up ones if you don't care about the vibrating project-based thing aspect. So that's the gist of these guys. BrownDogGadgets.com. We're really using the heck out of that overlay today, aren't we?
We got it. Let's use it.
Just like, let's might use this thing. We typed it in earlier, and it's up in the right spot. We'll be doing some more live streams this week if you want to check our stuff out. We're over at BrownDogGadgets.com. You can find our live streams at Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. You're probably watching on one of those three right now. We'll be doing some fun stuff. Matthew from SquishyCircuits.com is going to hang out with us on Thursday. I believe on Wednesday we're doing something with Makershed.com, Maker Camp from Make Magazine. Yay. And on Friday we're going to be hanging out, showing off some projects we're working on and things we finally got up on our website and some just things we're kicking around. Just if you're interested in the weird things we do, projects we put together but maybe don't post because they don't turn out super well, let us know. And just come by on Friday and just see what kind of stuff we're doing around here. But we're trying to do a couple live streams, a week, 3 to 4 a week, and just bring in some fun people and people we like. So we're trying to gather up a few other small STEM company people and come on and hang out with us. We're all bored right now and a lot of us stuck at home, but let's make something kind of silly and fun and try things out. So if you like us, smash that subscribe button. I'm sorry, I hate when people do that. No, if you like us, follow us on social media. If you don't like us, don't watch us. But we hope you do, and we hope you like our projects. And one thing or the other, you can always find all of our projects and guides for everything we have here on our website for free. Whether or not you want to buy our stuff, they're always up there for you to use. Lesson plans, all that fun jazz. But any questions, email us or contact us later. But thanks for watching. We hope you learned something fun about robot buddies and three-dimensional paper crafts. But yeah, have a good afternoon. Thanks.